All right, fam. Now for our feature story of the day. Twitter's founder, the infamous Jack Dorsey, warns investors that Bitcoin could be on its way to hitting $1 million. That's right. We're talking 1 million per coin. So let's break down the latest from the man with the pie May beard. Silicon Valley circles have long viewed Dorsey as the next Steve Jobs. Some people genuinely believe it's Satoshi Nakamoto. Let me know if you ever heard that theory. Because his tech powers are in the same league. Twitter has changed the world, and Dorsey's Square Payments company, Cash App, was a very early corporate innovator in Bitcoin. And you always know he always walks around with the infamous Satoshi shirt, doesn't he? Way back in 2019, the Cash App started offering Bitcoin custody services that account holders could buy with their credit card. Let me know how many of you have ever purchased the pretty little bitty using the Cash App. And you got to thank Jack Dorsey for that. Overnight, its users began doing a smaller scale precisely what made MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy B, a Wall Street sensation. More lately, today's Square is named Block. They did the rebrand. Its shares plunged 20% to start off the new month of May. Dorsey warned investors of turbulent times ahead for the U.S. consumer strength. Ironically, while that's not good news for Block's business model, it could be the catalyst that drives the Bitcoin price to 1 million per coin. So let's entertain it, shall we? After Block's earnings report, the CEO of one of the largest payment processing apps in the world said consumer spending has shifted dramatically, quoting him here. This coincided with the inflows coming in below our expectations. During the quarter, non-discretionary Cash App card spend in areas like grocery and gas was more resilient, which, while we saw a more pronounced impact on discretionary spending in areas like travel and media, we believe this consumer softness was a key driver to our forecast miss. I dare say the consumer softness is because they're trying to turn the world gay. We've had enough of the clown world. All I'm saying. The cutbacks on spending drove lower sales in Q1, which saw the U.S. economy shrink for the first quarter in 3 years. And if it happens for a second quarter in a row, it meets the most commonly used definition of a recession by former economists. Let me know if you feel the USA is likely trending into a recession. As a result, the central banks is apt to cut the interest rates to get the business going again. A CNBC survey recently revealed rate cuts likely this year due to the wobbling economy. Why so wobbly? It's not like we're spinning on an axis or anything. Just saying. That could be what launches the Bitcoin price to the million level. According to Jack Dorsey, I mean, what does Jack know? He only started embracing Bitcoin at around the time Satoshi introduced it, but I digress. When the Fed cut rates in 2007 and 08, Bitcoin started operating for the first time. During the ensuing multi-year low interest late regime, the Bitty price soared from 1/1000th of a penny to 20,000. So keep that in mind. Bitcoin went from 1/1000th of a penny in 2009 to 20,000 per coin in 2017. So that's what? Literally 9 years, 8 years. Crazy. And by then, the Fed had raised rates again and the Bitcoin price had crashed. It began to recover after the Fed slashed rates again in 2020 and then soared to a new record high of 69,000. It seemed like yesterday, November of 2021. And ironic, that's around when Ethereum hit the current all-time high of 4,500 and Ether has since to recover from the previous all-time high. The landscape seems rather similar now, wouldn't you say? But the Bitty price is actually well above 100, even after the Fed's third consecutive refusal to lower the rates, and the landscape has changed drastically. And then there was a previous headline literally 1 year ago. Here's when Bitcoin price will skyrocket to 1 million per coin, according to Jack Dorsey. So yeah, Dorsey told Solana that he believes the crypto can soar to at least 1 million by 2030. So that's the particular date, stating there's a high probability if it hits that number, it goes above and beyond. But also keep in mind, we had a much different Bitcoin landscape geopolitically. We didn't have nations like the United States already signed executive order from Trump. We didn't have the strategic Bitcoin reserve. There's been so much more institutional bullishness since he initially made the first $1 million prediction. So just keep that in mind. That likely tells me we're most likely to hit $1 million a lot sooner than 2030. But you guys, let me know your thoughts.